Hey, welcome back. Hey, listen, I've really enjoyed learning about Marine Corps history. So today we're going to look at a 1930s Marine Corps training video. It's going to be a good one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's jump into it. Semper Fi.
The Marine Corps base at San Diego, California, is a 20th century milestone in the evolution of Uncle Sam's most colorful and heroic military.
Okay, we're looking at San Diego. I think in 1924 is when they started training Marines in San Diego.
Unit. Officially formed by the Continental Congress in 1775, the Marines have been in the thick of things ever since. Their history is a stirring drama over a span of more than 160 years. Preparing the modern Marine for the widened scope of his duties demands up-to-date housing, recreational, and educational facilities. For he must be trooper, technician, and tar combined to follow his profession as a soldier of the sea. On street corners throughout the United States, colorful posters beckon young men to the adventure room.
Okay, as you can see, I think I talked about this in one of my other videos. There are no cross rifles on that sergeant's sleeve. Those didn't come to a later date. Let me know when that date is if you know. Comment down below.
An opportunity of the Marine Corps. Each applicant is subjected to close preliminary scrutiny by members of the recruiting detail, because only those of good mental and physical equipment are selected. The Corps today has a high percentage of high school graduates and a sprinkling of college men in its ranks. The recruit starts his career as a Marine by taking the oath of allegiance as a defender of his country. Then he gets his hair cut military style and receives the diversified paraphernalia.
It looks like there was a campaign cover there. I do know that those changed, so that might be standard issue, and the haircut is before you go to training. That's interesting.
That marks the first step in his transition from a civilian into a first-class fighting man.
That's right. Bayonet, issued your weapon. Just throw it all in a bucket.
At the training depot, the recruit learns the muzzle velocity of a bugle loaded to the flare with a triple charge of reveille.
That's right.
This one at San Diego provides the newly enlisted man with classroom courses to aid in adjusting him to his new profession. He learns to be part infantryman, part seaman, and part artilleryman. His military...
Air, land, and sea. The Marine Corps. Like you said early in the video, the Continental Marines, those were formed by the Navy to protect Navy ships.
Training has a seagoing background, so he becomes acquainted with the parts of the battleship, which is likely to be his new home.
Navy is our taxi.
Military etiquette, essential to tradition, morale, and discipline, is taught with a gentle touch of subtle inference. Besides adapting himself to a barrack room bunk and a field tent cot, the Marine must master the precarious art of swinging into the casemate hammock of a pitching battle wagon.
I assume if you've never been on a Navy ship, a lot different back then than it is now, but you'd probably hang a cot. That's your rack while you're taking a ride.
Leaving the classroom, the recruit takes a laboratory course with the Awkward Squad. Here, a case-hardened drill sergeant helps him differentiate his...
A drill sergeant? Let me know down below when the term drill instructor came into play.
hayfoot from his straw foot and determining the exact compass direction of an about face.
Yep, as you can see, like I said, right up there, campaign covers, standard issue. Not anymore. Those are reserved for the drill instructors.
After mastering the military mysteries of squad formations, the recruit learns to handle the fundamental weapon of warfare, the fixed bayonet. This drill teaches him a science which combines the elements of fencing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and a bout with a medieval quarterstaff.
Hey, you've got to remember that close quarters combat back in 1930, World War I, World War II, that was key. This training was necessary.
But the nautical part of his education is not neglected, for the newly minted Marine soon takes to the waves in a whaleboat. This combines a keen-edged sport with a physical exercise that loosens up the muscles left untouched by the manual of arms.
Wow.
For it takes a broad back and a strong pull to handle 12 feet of oar.
Very cool. I did not know that they did that. Okay, so y'all know that I've partnered with Waze Energy Drink. There's going to be a link down below to their website. There's a code you can use, as you see below, USMC 99 for 10% off. Hey, let's go support them. They're supporting us, but they're also supporting veterans, law enforcement, emergency medicine. They're supporting the firefighters. They're supporting everybody. They're even supporting the Gary Sensi Foundation. These guys are doing it all. I really appreciate them. I hope you guys get on board as well. Semper Fi.
It's a popular belief that a Marine can shoot the lashes off the eye of a needle before it has a chance to blink. But disregarding legend, the Corps deeply prides itself on its ability to coax 30 caliber clips out of a Springfield rifle and do high-scoring damage to a contour target.
Springfield bolt action.
The trained leatherneck can deal out bullseyes with one of these heavy Browning machine guns, as well as with a rifle. Regular service cartridges are fired from these weapons, which are of simple construction so as to facilitate transportation. But they're by no means easy to operate, for there's more to it than just pointing the muzzle and pressing the trigger.
Hey, listen, every Marine's a rifleman. You can throw as many rounds down range as you want and lay down some suppressive fire and some heavy fire, but if you're not hitting target, that's where it counts.
Here's a demonstration where mutual confidence and a hatful of chattergun slugs are both well placed.
There is no way that Marine's laying down. There's no way. A little trickery in 1930 on some video, huh? Maybe it's not. Wow.
A forward-moving target like this closely approximates actual combat conditions.
What? Holy cow.
After a century and a half of duty on land and sea, the Devil Dogs have spread their wings to join the fighting legions of the sky. And today, Marine Corps Aviation has its place in the front ranks of the world's crack combat units. The operating personnel consists of approximately 175 officers, 50 flying cadets, and about 1,100 enlisted men who are trained aviation mechanics, ground crews, and gunners. This group is rapidly being expanded as the entire Corps is being brought up to full peacetime strength.
Okay, so he's using some terms in there that, if you didn't catch them, leatherneck, devil dog, those are terms for the Marine Corps. The leathernecks, about the leather piece back in the 1800s that they were issued around their necks because they were fighting with swords. And it was about a 3.5-inch piece of leather with 2 buckles, and it buckled in the back. And that protected the Marine's throat and his head from getting slashed with a sword. And he says devil dogs, and that's Bellow Wood, where they got the name Teufelhunden, and that's German for devil dog or a devil dog. And a lot of things you can see are still the same, all the nomenclature. Looks like they're assembling the AirWing now because air, fighting from the air is coming into play. So that's also not just the land, just not the sea, but now the air, all three.
Pilots are commissioned officers of the Marine Corps, many of them from Annapolis, with several who have risen from the ranks. The Marine pilot is trained in both military and naval aerial tactics. And when he climbs into the cockpit, he's a match for anything in or under the sky. That in 1921, more than 1,000 officers and men were assigned exclusively to aviation duty.
Wow.
Today, the Flying Marines are known as one of the best trained sky fighting organizations in the world.
That does not surprise me. Above and beyond, Marines are going to go to the top, baby.
Each capital ship of the Navy carries a detachment of Marines. For the principal mission of the Corps in wartime is to supply land forces necessary to successful naval operations. It lends a small but highly trained body of auxiliaries to each ship: infantry, light and heavy artillery, land signal corps, engineers, and machine gunners. In fact, the Marines equip the Navy with a body of specialists in every branch of fighting tactics, on land, on sea, and in the air. Aboard the larger vessels of the Navy, it is an added duty of the Marines to man parts of the secondary battery. Since the more recent extensive development and use of anti-aircraft guns on many ships, they have been assigned to the added task of helping man the anti-plane weapons. The number of Marines assigned to warships has increased since the World War. Until now, some 3,000 men and officers are detailed to seagoing duty. With the rapid enlargement of the Navy, additional Marine detachments are scheduled to be added until the expansion is complete.
Okay, he's saying that there's going to be more Marine detachments. And if you know, back when I was serving in the Marine Corps, there are detachments, a MEU, 22nd, 24th, and 26th MEU out on the East Coast. But those are attached to the Navy and those fleet of battleships that the Navy has. So that is key. I'm not sure when they actually formally formed the MEU or the Marine Expeditionary Unit to attach to those naval ships, but the Marine Corps has been helping out the Navy ever since the 1700s. That's just a given. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that the Marine Corps is involved with the Navy, even manning battle stations. Even to this day, even when I was on a MEU and on a Navy ship, we participated and helped the Navy out in different duties on their ships. So the organization is forming here, like you said, the World War. Not quite World War II yet. They don't know it's coming because it's peacetime. But I would assume after that, there was a little formation of the MEUs in the Marine Corps. I really enjoyed it. You can kind of tell some similarities where things were being built from the Marine Corps and where they are today. But the training, the standards, the uniforms, everything like that, the weapons have changed, but the overall goal and the use of the Marine Corps has not changed. Air, land, and sea. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Semper Fi.